What's good YouTube, it's Adam from I'm a Music Mogul and welcome to another video. I hope you're enjoying your holiday week. Today I want to show you a free plugin or a gift plugin that Native Instruments is giving out now for free. It is a reverb / effect unit called RAUM. It's free, so if you do want to get it, I highly recommend you go and get it. It's a reverb plugin that could be used as a delay and as sort of like an ambient soundscape on top of your sound effect plugin. It's a plugin that is very versatile and could just take your sound to the next level. A lot of producers try to layer sounds with different sounds. You can just add in RAUM and just layer up your single sound with a little bit of effects, and it just makes it sound nice and full. And I'll show you that in a moment. This is free until January 16, 2020. So make sure you download it. I'll place a link in the description box below this video. Get it, it's free. Otherwise it's gonna go up to $40 Canadian, but it's free now, so why not get it? And it just sounds incredible. The past weeks I've been using it, it replaced Logic Space Designer for me. It just sounds that good, that full, and that amazing. So over here, we are going to be using it on the Lil Uzi Vert session, Futsal Shuffle, put out a couple weeks ago, but on its main sound. This is what it sounds like. And on this sound, actually, before I play it, I just made it even more simpler. Just put on a basic sine wave with no other effects really on it, just a little bit of distortion. And this is what it sounds like in its dry format. Now, if we go ahead and bring in Native Instruments RAUM, it's going to sound instantly good and ready. So instantly it sounds good, it sounds full, it sounds very wavy, very vibey, and just easy to work with. And sometimes it's hard to come by a reverb plugin that is thick sounding, and this one is thick sounding. So let's just break down this plugin and then sort of go through what you can use on this plugin on this one sound alone. But keep in mind, this does work really well with vocals, guitars, sustained pad notes, anything really that needs that lush sound. This can help for you. So instead of layering up your sound with multiple sounds, just throw this on and try to add in some effects to just make that sound full and just more body and weight to it. Okay, so this plugin can be broken down into 3 sections. On the left-hand side is sort of the initial processing of the signal. So you got your feedback, your pre-delay, your low cut, your high cut. In the middle section, you will find your global control. So the mix level, how much reverb you want. This freeze button right here, which I'll show you what that means in a moment. And over on the right side, you pretty much got the you can adjust how the reverb algorithm works in a little bit more finer detail. So how it diffuses, the size of it, you can dampen it up, add in some like a little chorus modulation effect, how long it lasts for, simple reverb adjustments, but it goes a long way. And lastly, there are 3 different reverb algorithms. You got airy, which is a nice sustained, very smooth sort of reverbed out tail, very lush sounding, kind of the reverb you want on a lot of your sounds. Then you got cosmic, which is it's a little bit more of like an ambient soundscape on top of your sound, less of a reverb, more of like a effects ambient soundscape type of sound, and I'll show you that in a moment. And then you got grounded, which is more of like a room based reverb with a lot of strong early reflections, gives it that dense reverb sound. But a lot of times I find myself using airy just because it gives me that reverb that I love to hear personally. Gives you that wavy, vibey type of sound. So for this sound, actually, I would not adjust it too much off of the default preset. I probably add in a little bit more modulation. If I hit the freeze button, it's going to freeze that snapshot of what's happening at that time and just repeat it for as long as you play out. You could kind of use that to create some tension in tracks. Normally that would work really well on vocals if you want to do like a lush vocal sort of pad sort of kind of sound with some tension in the track, that would work really well, that freeze option over there. We can make this a little bit longer and bigger. Make it a little bit more airy. I just pull back the reverb a little bit. Maybe we'll pull more of just the reverb in rather than the dry signal. But if we want to get it more sounding like the one on the track itself, we'd probably do something like that. Then you got this pre-delay and feedback section over here. It's going to add in a little bit another tone to the sound itself. So if I just push this up to, let's say, about 2.5 milliseconds, and I'm going to pull back the feedback, listen to what happens. Pull that back a little bit. So if we go ahead and bypass this plugin over here, this is what it sounded like in its dry format. Very basic sine wave. And then we turn on this plugin and we just add a lot of body to the sound, a lot of weight. All right, so the next algorithm I want to take a look at is the Cosmic. We'll get to the end because there's something cool I want to show you guys there. So the grounded is based on like a RAUM type of reverb with a lot of strong early reflections. It's a dense reverb. So it sounds something like this. So you're gonna hear a lot of those early reflections more prominent, almost like a delay. So if I pull this up, you'll hear it more. Pull back the reverb. So if you wanted something that's a little bit more stronger, very tight, not so airy and lush like the airy algorithm, you'd want to go for the grounded algorithm. Then if you wanted to, you could also dampen it up a little bit more as well. Make it a little bit tighter. I think it sounded better like this. It's a little bit more open. So that's the difference between airy and grounded. If you're looking for a full lush sounding reverb, you're going to want to use the airy preset. If you're looking for something that's more tight sounding, you're going to want to use the grounded. And lastly, this Cosmic one over here, it's really cool. And we're going to create like a different vibe to the sound altogether. So I'm just going to go ahead and bring down this mix over here to about 9 o'clock-ish. Something like that. We're going to pull the sides all the way back down to the left. Kind of get like this morphing type of sound. We're going to leave the modulation and rate as it is. We're going to pull the reverb back. Bring in some of those lows back. We're going to change this pre-delay. We're going to change it to a note value. So we're going to do it to like a 1/8 note. And I will leave it one note straight. And now we get like this cool atmospheric sort of happening in the background of the main sound. We're just going to pull back the feedback to bring that up a little bit more. See how we get this cool like atmospheric sound. I don't want too much of it, but I'm going to pull it back down. Just want to show you what it was doing. So now that we have this cool thing happening in the background, I'm going to go ahead and bring in another plugin here. It's called Halftime. I'm sure a lot of you already use this one. I'm just going to set it to 2 bars and take a look how cool this would sound. It's very vibey, very airy. Take a listen. Has a lot of motion to it and it's kind of moving up and down. I'm probably going to turn this whole thing into another record, probably another song or a tutorial. But it just sounds really cool how you can just use this plugin as a reverb, as an effect unit, create some crazy delays, or just change it to like this atmospheric sound like we did here. So that is RAUM in a nutshell. I've been using it for the past week. Just want to recommend it to you guys. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just showcasing something that is really cool and something that is free. So if you do want it, I'll place a link in the description box below this video. Click it, get it. It's free. Awesome sounding reverb, awesome sounding plugin. Got to use it on your tracks if you want to make your sounds sound fuller, have more weight, more beef to it. This will definitely help with that. Link will be in the description box below this video. So that's it for me, guys. If you do have any questions on this, you could go ahead and ask me in the comment section below. And as usual, guys, if you did like this video, remember to thumbs up, share it, and of course hit that subscribe button for more good videos like this one. I'll talk to y'all soon. Later. Peace.